Okay, it's February the 12th, about 9:30 a.m. in the morning, 2022, and I'm going to do my annual rose garden for this year. But I can't believe it's not even the middle of February, and I'm having to start this already. But my roses are just coming out blooming for the new year, and they always look the best when they're got the new growth just coming out on there. You have to cut them back all the way to the root ball. That's this area right down here. Every year around the middle of December, and then they come out, and this is the new fresh growth for the year. I'm just kind of showing up a little bit here. I'm trying to document it as it goes, but this is the very first growth that has come out for 2022. This one here is very full already. That just, I mean, literally within a few days, it just popped out of here. But right inside there's a bird's nest. I don't know if you can see it on this video, but birds come in here and lay their eggs every year. And anyway, but it's always scary when I cut these back every year. But then in the spring when it comes out, it's like, wow. And ever since I've started cutting it back, they've looked better than ever. This one here, you can really see the early growth just coming out on the branches. And then this one here is really big. This one got about 12 feet tall last year. There's all the new growth coming out on it. Okay, this is the set of roses along my back fence in the backyard. Hopefully these will all bloom at the same time and later on when they first come out. But when they bloom at the same time, it looks fantastic. Last year they didn't bloom at the same time. They bloomed at different times. Okay. Okay, the next update is Wednesday, April the 13th at 10:10 a.m. in the morning, and roses have started coming out more blooms than they were the last time I videoed it. Still not all full, still not quite blooming all at the same time, but I think you can see they're getting there. Anyway, looking pretty good as usual. Let me get a little closer now. Okay, this one over here is huge. It's about 7 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. As you can see, it's got a lot of nice blooms on it. And this one here is about 7.5 feet tall at the top part. It's got these smaller blooms on it. And this one here has got the purple blooms, or lavender, or actually dark pink. Excuse me, what am I saying? And this one here has got the most blooms of all of them right now. It's got probably about 20 blooms on it right now. But look at them leaves. Them leaves are just as healthy as they can be. Look at that. Oh, fantastic. Anyway, and then this one here is just starting to come out. Nice light pink. And again, look at those leaves. Man, Mr. Clay would be so happy with me with what I've done here. This one here has only got a couple blooms, and a couple of them have already died. I got to cut them off. This one here, same thing. I just trimmed them the other day, and this one here, they died pretty quickly. But anyway, but look at the leaves. Look how nice and healthy those leaves are. Man, probably the best I think I've ever done. Okay, here we are on the side. This one here started to come out a little bit. I need to straighten up the post. But that one there is usually big. That one hasn't started blooming yet. This one here, I got a dead bloom already. Got to trim it off. This one here is going to have the most blooms right now. This has got all the double ones in it, and it's just starting to come out right now. See all the blooms on it? Look at that. This will probably have about 50 different rose blooms on it here in about just another few days. This one here always looks good. This was my main picture, thumbnail picture last year. They don't have any blooms at all. Well, it's got some small ones coming out, so probably another 3 weeks on that one. This one here, no blooms. This one there got a few blooms that are getting ready to come out. Let's go to the front. Okay, this is the rose, the miniature rose on the side. This is about 6 or 7 years old. I transplanted it out here last year, so it's the first full year it'll be out here. And you can see all the blooms that are coming out on it already. Still some yet to bloom, but it's coming. Small one right there, small one right there. I got this big one right here. It's got a lot of blooms on it. It's coming out. So then I've got these two right down there. They got a lot of blooms. They're getting ready to bloom, come out. So anyway, they're shaping up. That's it for April 13th. Okay, it's Sunday morning, May the 1st, 2022. And this is going to be the, I think, the last installment on my rose garden videos for 2022. Unfortunately, they didn't really all bloom at the same time, so I really like it back here in the back when there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 roses, and they all bloom at the same time. It looks really great, but this year, not, you know, they look good. They're nice and healthy, of course. Look at some of those leaves, you know, but they didn't all bloom at the same time. This one here, a lot of blooms on it, as you can see, but you know, and this one here's got one. This one here, tomorrow's my trimming day where I trim the dead blooms off. This one doesn't look too bad. These here, the blooms have already died off, and they're still going to come back. Okay, and then we go over here to this one. This one here I don't think it's had any blooms on it this year, but anyway. And this one over here, this next one, this one looks great right now. It's got all these blooms on it. It's probably got 50 blooms on it all over the place. There, a couple of them have died off already. I'll be trimming those tomorrow. But there's some of the blooms underneath. And yet right beside it, this other one here has only one little set of blooms right down there. And that's it. So it's kind of funny how they bloom the way they do. Anyway, then we'll go over here to the side. And this one right here, again, I got some dead blooms I got to trim off tomorrow. But this one here's got one bloom coming out. This one here normally is full of blooms. And you can see there's some buds right there that'll be coming out. This one here, no blooms. This one here has had a couple that I trimmed off. And this here is like the other one, where it's got about 50 or so blooms on it. This one here will have a lot later on, but not right now. This one here had none. It's got a couple. Again, I got to be doing all my trimming tomorrow. Okay, we'll go out to the front yard. Okay, here's the front roses in the front, and this one here is looking beautiful this year. And I like this bloom here on the top. Yeah, it's going to be great. And then this here's a nice color here. This one's different. And then right beside it, you have an all yellow rose. So, here. And then this one right here is the miniature rose that had been in a pot for years in the backyard, and I transplanted it out here last year, and you see it's probably got 50 blooms all over it. And then this one right here, the little one, it has no blooms. Well, it's got one bud coming out right there, but no blooms on it as of right now. And this here is it's getting ready to bloom. It's pretty good. This is just a cutting I rooted from last year. And then this one right here is pretty big. It's a kind of a big bush. It's got a lot of blooms on it right now. So, you know, kind of a dark red. Okay, but here's the miniature rose again. See, it's got a lot of blooms on it. Okay. These right here, this one, that one right there, and that one right there, little one, those were were rose plants that were given to when Helen's mom died, and so I planted them all, and every one of them is still here, looking great. So I'm kind of proud of that. So I call this Adoration Victa's Rose Garden here, because her memorial garden. Anyway, so I'm kind of glad those are all still here. Okay, I think that's going to be it for my Rose Garden of 2022. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm really proud of the way the roses turn out every year. So anyway, that's going to do it for my Rose Garden 2022.